Hello, I'm Michael Finn, holistic exercise and lifestyle coach, and today I'm going to show you some neck stretches. Really great for if you've been sitting on the computer for a long period of time, or if your neck's really tight, or you've been reading or looking at your phone, anything where you hold your head still for a really time, the neck muscles get really tight. We need to loosen them up. And commonly it actually really happens more on the front side of the neck that gets tight, but you feel the back side. It's the part that actually hurts because it's fighting the tightness in the front side. So we're going to do some front side neck stretches as well to help loosen that up also. Alright, so some basic rules. Sitting is good. I'm on a ball because I'm used to doing this, but typically a chair works a little bit better at first because you might lose your balance a little bit with holding our head in funny positions. We want to make sure that we breathe deeply while we do it, inhaling in through the nose, filling that tummy all the way up and exhaling. And as we exhale, really relaxing into the stretches. And then on top of that, we want to make sure that we're, kind of warm a little bit. We've moved around a little bit. You've loosened up your shoulders a little bit. Maybe done some of my little warm-up programs or some Tai Chi first to where you've got some blood flowing and some circulation before you really start stretching your neck. It's also why I've got a sweatshirt on. It's kind of cool, so I want to have some warmth into the muscles. They will open up a lot more than if they're like cold and they're already kind of stuck in position. So try to, move that around a little bit. All right. So when we do a lot of these stretches, one arm is going to be typically behind the back, and that's going to look something like this, to where it's kind of right along the waistline there, and just pull it down. And that way we keep the shoulder down, and then that shoulder stays down and back so that we get a good stretch in the neck, because otherwise people will have it here and they'll take their head over and the shoulder will go up too, and then we're not really stretching. We got to keep both ends of a muscle anchored when we stretch it, so we're going to kind of have that there. If it's uncomfortable to have your arm in that position, you can also go down at the side and just hold it down there at the side, or if you're in a chair, you can even hang on to the side of the chair and hold that arm down that way. All right. So those are kind of all the real basics. So let's get to it. We're going to get this upper trapezius muscle stretched out up here first. So we're going to go with that arm behind the back right along the waistline. We want to make sure that the head's back. We don't want the head forward out here. We want to make sure we're in good alignment, fold backwards. So if you look at it from the side, that we are actually back here and we're not out here when we do this, so that we have good tall posture in our spine. So arm there, head back, head straight over to the side at first so that you'll feel a little bit of a stretch in through here. And then we're going to just gently tuck the chin a little bit. We're going to bring the other hand up here. We're going to help that side flexion just a little bit with just a couple of fingers, not a lot, and a little bit of a chin tuck. And then the other little part is you can take your whole face and just gently rotate it just a teensy little bit up towards the ceiling so that you get a little deeper stretch from behind the ear, down the side, and all the way down to the shoulder. Okay, and then big breaths all the way in, all the way out. Trying to relax into that stretch, thinking about head over to the side, that little bit of chin tuck, a little bit of rotation. 2 of those will probably get you the best stretch. You also want to keep your teeth together, because these muscles kind of run and the fascia runs along the jawline as well. So try to keep those teeth together as you're doing this so that you get a bigger stretch. Let's just go one more breath. Good, and then relax that side and come back up. Okay. And then let's switch over to the other side. So arms going to be behind the back. Make sure that head's back. Head straight over to the side. A little bit of chin tuck. Hand up here. Helping with that side flexion. Helping a little bit with the chin tuck. Helping with a little bit of that rotation of the face up towards the ceiling so that we get the stretch in through here. Teeth together, and then big breaths all the way in, all the way out. Going to do a good 6 breaths on each side. And if you don't feel the muscle right away, like if you don't feel the stretch until maybe breath 3 or 4, even 5 or 6, Muscles will get really plasticky if you hold your head in the same position all the time. These muscles will get really plasticky and you won't feel the stretch. So, but the more that you do this, if you do this on a daily basis, you'll open those muscles up, get more fluid into them. So, one more breath here. Good. And then let's do the other side again. So that arm's going to be behind the back, shoulder down and back, head over to the side, tuck that chin. Use the hand to help rotate the face up towards the ceiling. It's good to take the eyes up towards the ceiling as well. That kind of helps that rotation a little bit. And then the big breaths. And then over to the other side. So typically on a really good stretch, I want to do 3 times each side for this video. I'm just going to do 2 times on each side for all these. So over to the side, keeping that shoulder back and down, little chin tuck, little rotation of the face up towards the ceiling, trying to look up to the ceiling as well. Good to do a full good stretch like early in the day or late in the day or both, especially if you have a desk job. And then throughout the day just doing like 1 of each with a couple of breaths just to kind of keep it loose throughout the day. So remember, always kind of a little bit of adjustment. Going to the side, tucking the chin, rotating the face. Figure out the one that kind of gets you the little bit best. One more breath here. And then relax that side and then kind of move the neck around a little bit, move the shoulders around a little bit, kind of loosen everything up, relax everything, take a big breath here, and relax. Always remember we breathe through the tummy, not through our chest and shoulders. Okay, our shoulders will come up a little bit, but it should be all through the tummy. If you need more on the breathing, look for other videos here on my channel about breathing and things like that too. Okay. Also with these stretches, we're stretching in 3 dimensions like that one. We're going to the side, we're going with a chin tuck, and we're going with rotation. We live in a 3-dimensional world. Our muscles work in 3 dimensions. So we go primary, secondary, and then there's a third aspect of the 3 dimensions as to where the muscles work. So we want to try to stretch all 3. Alright, so now we're going to get into levator scapula a little bit. So we're just going to start here again with the arm behind the back. We're going to go straight over to the side, but this time we're going to rotate the face down towards the chest as much as we can, and then we'll bring that hand up on the back side of the head and we'll help with kind of pulling that chin all the way down as well as trying to rotate, as well as almost kind of taking your hand and trying to bring your head that direction back a little bit so that once again we get a stretch down from behind the ear that comes down to right into the top of the shoulder blade or the scapula. And sitting up really tall as you do this and trying to keep that shoulder down. Sometimes on this one I even like to go down to the side. I sometimes feel a little bit more if I can reach down with my arm. I will get a little bit better stretch. That side, Alright, so then we'll take the other arm, we can start there behind the back. Make sure that head's back, over to the side, rotate that face down towards the chest, bring the hand up there. Pull yourself down to the side a little bit more, get that rotation there. Try to really lengthen out too. Try to think about making your neck as long as you can from here all the way out through the top of your head. I'm going to put my hand down here and reach down the side, because I always get a little bit more with this stretch that way. So you really feel it down behind the ear. Big inhales, big exhales. Relaxing that side, roll the shoulders a little bit, move the head a little bit, and then let's go back and do the other side again. So straight over to the side, rotate your face down towards the chest, hand up on the back side of the head. Really trying to tuck the chin as much as you can, tuck that chin down, rotate the face towards the shoulder. Big breaths all the way in, all the way out. Try to lengthen out through your hand. Try to reach through the top of your head with your neck muscles out through your hand. That side, and then we'll go one more time on the other side as well. So head back, head over to the side, rotate that face down. Kind of try to tuck that chin, use the hand on the top of the head. Gently pull yourself in there. Your stretches shouldn't be painful. You might feel a mild little burn, but your stretches should not be painful. You should actually feel good, and just work into the stretch. Just gently and breathing nice and easy. This isn't like trying to snap your head off of your spine there. Relaxing there. So remember, like I said, about 6 breaths for each stretch that you hold. So those are the first 2. We're going to do 2 other ones too. So now we're going to get the SCM muscle up here on the front side of the neck, which tends to get pretty tight on people from holding their head forward. You'll see it in a lot of people that lift a lot of weights and do a lot of pushing. This muscle will get pretty tight on them, or really defined and that sort of thing as well. So, but we want to make sure that that muscle gets stretched out. So we are going to go once again with that arm behind the back, okay? And then we're going to rotate the head a little bit as far around as we can, and then we're going to lift the chin up from there so that you get that stretch through here. So this muscle attaches in on the front side of the jaw, and it also attaches onto our clavicle. This muscle really tends to mess up the shoulder joint. So if you have shoulder problems, you really need to try to stretch this muscle out. So once you get that rotation over there, it's like lift that chin up as best that you can. Kind of feel that, keep that collarbone down. You can either use your fingers here to keep that collarbone down. Also keep the teeth together, okay, because it's attached to the bottom of the jaw. And then the big breath, you can even use a hand on the forehead, or you can use a hand on your chin. I kind of like the hand on the chin a little bit, just a couple of fingers on the bottom of my chin. Just pushing that up gently. Big breaths in and out. And here you can turn a little bit more or a little bit less, or you can drive the chin up a little bit more. Find the tight spot for you. relax that side. You're even going to want to lengthen out through the top of your head once you get in that position. My head will be over here, but you really want to think about lengthening out through the top of your head. So as I rotate my head over here, and then I lift that chin up, it's kind of like you're also kind of tipping your head backwards a little bit, so that it's coming at this angle back this way, so that you get the stretch up in through the jaw, see it through here, and then all the way down into that clavicle. All right, so in through there, and then big breaths, really lengthening out through the top of the head. Side rotation for me works better. And then relax there. Move the shoulders a little bit, move the neck around a little bit. It might feel a little weird at first when you first start doing this because it's going to really loosen up a lot of the joints in your neck. And they might feel a little funny because they won't be quite so tight. It's going to take a little bit getting used to it. So let's go another time on each side. So that arm behind the back, rotating that face around, and then tipping it back as well as lifting that chin. And then finding the tight spot. All right, for there is my tight spot. Big breaths all the way in, all the way out. Making sure to keep that shoulder back so that you get a good stretch. And then relax that side, and then we'll go one more time on the other side. So arm behind the back, rotate that face around, take that chin up, tip that head backwards, lengthen out through the top of the head, teeth together. Very good, and then move those shoulders, loosen the head up a little bit, nice and easy. And then we will do the little hyoid muscles on the front side of the neck. So once again, we want to make sure that we keep the teeth together on this one. With this one, definitely be careful if you're on a ball because you can kind of lose your balance because we're going to tip our face all the way up towards the ceiling. All right, so same kind of thing. I like that arm behind the back. Okay, we're going to kind of do the left side. So we're going to take the chin straight up at first, and then we're going to kind of twist ever so slightly. We're going to twist our head that direction just a little bit and try to point just the left side of our chin up towards the ceiling with our teeth together so that we get a nice little stretch right down the side of the throat. You can turn a little bit more or a little bit less to find the tightest spot. It will be different on one side than the other. And then relax there. You might even want to bring that chin all the way down to the chest a little bit for a quick second just to like kind of loosen everything up because that can get a little bit uncomfortable in there. You will also find if you're doing this correctly and you're breathing correctly and you're stretching well, it's going to stimulate a lot of the salivary glands and you're going to have to swallow in between every stretch. Okay, because that's what I'm ending up having to doing too, just as I'm doing this. So now let's go, other arm behind the back. Teeth together, chin straight up. A little bit of twist. So that we just twist the head that way and really try to drive the corner of that chin straight up. Find the tightest spot. It'll probably be different on this side than it was the other. It is for me. Really reach and try to elongate through here so that you get that good stretch. If you can drive your eyes up and try to look over the top of your head, you'll get even a better stretch. And then relax there. Go ahead, let the chin come all the way down. And then come back up slowly. So what we're really doing is we're taking the fascial bag that the muscles are in and really stretching the whole fascial bag, so we really hydrate them and open those muscles up. That's like the most important part. That's why ideally, like I said before, 3 times on each side really helps to get much better muscle tissue and help the tissue actually really heal and feel good. So let's drive all the way up like this. Drive that chin up, keep the teeth together. And then back down, bring that chin down, back up again a little bit, loosening everything up. Let's go one more time over here. Alright, chin all the way up, twist that head just that little bit, driving the corner of the chin up towards the ceiling, teeth together. Keeping all this pulled down while you're lifting that up. And then relax there. Alright, moving the head around. See if it feels a little bit easier. Might be making a little bit of noise because there is a little less compression in the joints and that sort of thing, but also very important. So I'm going to do one other quick little one. Just one time. Look for other videos if you want to stretch out the occipitals, which are back here in the back of the skull. Look for, I'm going to do a special video just for those. Okay, but we can do it here a little bit by bringing our hands up so that our thumbs are on our jawline and our fingers are on the back side of our head, so that we can help a little bit of trying to elongate so that we're tucking our chin down, but at the same time we're trying to elongate our head out that way so that we get a little stretch into the occipitals. So, and we're not going to do this one nearly as long, we're just going to do it for a little bit, because I'm going to show you a much better one in another video. But we're just going to loosen those up after working those muscles to help stretch out the muscles in the front. Alright, so make sure to subscribe, and if you want other stretching videos, put a comment, make sure to like this video, stuff like that. The more that I see all that kind of stuff, the more I know that everybody's watching and wants more, and so I keep trying to make more and more. So put the comments in there and I will make other videos with other stretches as soon as I can. Hope you have a wonderful, happy, and healthy day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.